Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're basically unlocking the blueprint for becoming a content creator. We're going to walk through a pretty comprehensive 6-week plan that's designed to take anyone, and I mean anyone, from just having a cool idea to actually publishing engaging content that really connects with an audience.
You know, it's a question that so many of us have, right? You've got the passion, you've got these great ideas, but then you look at all the platforms and all the strategies, and it just feels totally paralyzing. It is so easy to get stuck before you even begin. So today, we're going to cut through all that noise and just map out a really clear step-by-step path forward for you.
Okay, so here's the plan. We'll kick things off with who this is for, then jump into the foundational skills you'll build week by week. After that, we'll get into growing your audience, launching your first campaign, and finally, what your portfolio will look like when you're done. It's a journey, and every single step builds right on top of the last one.
All right, so first things first, let's tackle the big question. Is this journey actually for you? Let's take a look at who this course is really designed for.
So this course really does cast a wide net, but there's a common thread that ties everyone together. It doesn't matter if you're an absolute beginner, a small business owner trying to do your own marketing, or even a traditional media pro transitioning into the digital world. The whole point is building that solid foundation. Honestly, it's for anyone who's ready to stop just consuming content and wants to start creating it with real confidence.
So, where do we start? Well, the first couple of weeks are all about building your base. This is where you get all the essential knowledge and the practical tools that really everything else is going to be built on.
Week 1 is all about getting the lay of the land, understanding the whole content ecosystem, from YouTube to TikTok and everything in between, and getting your digital workspace all set up. Then, week 2, you get your hands dirty right away. You'll dive into visual design fundamentals and start using super powerful but really user-friendly tools like Canva to make graphics that look sharp and professional. And the best part? No design degree required. Okay, so once you've got those design fundamentals down, the next 2 weeks are all about diving headfirst into the core media formats that pretty much dominate the digital world, right? We're talking video, audio, and the written word. And these weeks are super practical. Week 3 is all about video, and you'll learn how to shoot it right on your smartphone. Seriously. Then you'll learn how to edit that footage into something dynamic using awesome free apps like CapCut. Then, in week 4, you expand your toolkit. You'll get into audio, learning podcasting basics with free software like Audacity, and then move on to written content, where you'll figure out how to write really compelling blogs and scripts.
Now, here's a concept that is an absolute game changer. Repurposing. You're going to learn how to take one solid piece of content, say a blog post, and just magically transform it into a video script, a bunch of social media graphics, a podcast segment, you name it. It's honestly the secret to creating a steady flow of content without completely burning yourself out. Work smarter, not harder, right?
All right, so by the time you hit week 5, you've got the skills. You can make great content. But, as we all know, creating is only half the battle. So now the focus shifts from just making stuff to making stuff with a real purpose, with a clear strategy behind it. And this is such a critical turning point. See, a content creator, they just make a video. A content strategist knows why they're making that video, who it's for, what they want the audience to do after watching, and how they're going to measure if it was even a success. This is where you learn the why behind every single thing you post. So in week 5, you get into the real nuts and bolts of strategy. You'll define your niche and your audience, you'll plan out a content calendar to stay consistent, and you'll start diving into analytics to actually understand what's working and what's not. Plus, you'll learn how to build a genuine community and even start looking at the basics of monetization. And that brings us to the grand finale, week 6. Look, this isn't just another lesson. This is the capstone project. It's where you take every single skill you've learned over the past 5 weeks and you bring it all together into one really impressive final campaign. And the key thing to understand here is that you're moving way beyond just making random posts. A campaign, well, that's a professional, cohesive strategy where all these different pieces of content work together across different platforms, all to achieve one specific goal. And yeah, this campaign is going to require you to be versatile. You'll have to produce a strategic mix of content. You'll be blending video, graphics, and written work. This is what proves you're not just a one-trick pony. It shows you're a well-rounded creator who can get a message across effectively, no matter the format. What's so cool about the capstone is that it mirrors what a real-world marketing team actually does. You start with the strategy and the goals, you create all the different content, you publish and promote it, and then, and this is so important, You analyze the results to see how it all performed. That full cycle experience is what really prepares you for an actual creator job. So, after 6 weeks of all this intensive learning and creating, what do you actually walk away with? Let's talk about the real, tangible outcomes and what makes this whole approach so different. Okay, first off, yes, you get a certificate. That's great. But honestly, what's even more important is that you leave with a professional portfolio that's packed with your own published work, all headlined by that final campaign. This isn't just theory, right? It's tangible proof of your skills, something you can actually show to potential clients or employers. And this is what really highlights the course's unique difference. It's not just some generic one-size-fits-all advice. The content is grounded in real-world use cases, especially ones relevant to specific contexts like in East Africa. For example, thinking about mobile-first content for audiences who are conscious about their data usage. That kind of practical, relevant knowledge, it's absolutely invaluable. So the transformation is pretty stark when you think about it. You go from that feeling of idea overload, no real technical skills, and just being unsure of where to even start, to having a clear strategy, a hands-on portfolio, a certificate, and just real confidence on these platforms. It's literally the bridge from I have no idea what to do to hey, look what I made. At the end of the day, a roadmap like this gives you the tools, the skills, and the strategy. It gives you the how. But the what, the stories you're passionate about telling, the ideas you want to share with the world, that still comes from you. So really, the only question left is, what's the first story you're ready to tell?